Now, you may have seen or even heard the Wings Over War air show earlier today, folks. I sure did. I raced out there and got a glimpse of it. Our reporter, Grace Swanky, was on base, though. She joins us with more. Getting to see an air show like that, even that, crossing off a childhood bucket list.
Exactly. Such precision flying and all of that. Amazing.
Put me in, Coach. I think I could do it. Firefighters will continue to mop up overnight. We'll also have updates on the fire as it continues to develop. Along with those hot and dry conditions that we've been seeing, it brings an increased fire danger. Outside on our weather deck is meteorologist Carl Rippey with your update. Well, more rain and hail today across parts of the state, just like it did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. That's a lot of rain. So what's tomorrow going to be looking like for us here in Wyoming? Is it going to be sun or just another day of rain? In Lander, the Fremont County Pioneer Museum is gearing up for a weekend celebrating a unique part of the area's history. Reporter Quinn White joins us with a quick history lesson involving apples.
Wyoming.
And these little fruits aren't half bad. As Quinn said, Apple Fest will be held this Saturday afternoon in Lander. You can find all the details that you need over at our website. That's WyomingNewsNow.tv. These are the scenes tonight following yet another motorcycle crash on Lincoln Way in Cheyenne. This one happening just yards away from where another motorcyclist was killed in a crash earlier this year. I'm Aiden Greco. Thank you for joining us tonight. Details are still limited, but we know that a black Harley-Davidson and another vehicle were involved in a collision near the old Sherry's. It all happened right around 8 p.m. The driver of the Harley was rushed off to the hospital with unknown injuries. Several first responders were on scene, and eastbound lanes of Lincoln Way were blocked off between College and Ridge. On scene, I saw multiple cars try to drive through the crash site, only to get turned around, and even one get pulled over. 3 motorcyclists have died on Lincoln Way in the recent months. The first in nearly the same location in March. Then, in August and in September, 2 more motorcyclists died near the intersection of Lincoln Way and Nation Way. Now, Carl, if you had to describe it in one word that's not cold, how would you describe it out there? Awful?
Okay, that'll work.
Miserable.
Yeah, that would work too.
Any synonym of that word?
Synonyms, yes.
There you go.
For sure.
Thank you, Carl. There's no need to panic, but Dunkin's out of donuts, y'all. We reached out to the store at Horse Palace Swan Ranch right here in Cheyenne, who says they expect to have the issue fixed by next week, but that's a week without donuts for stitching together fabric for clothes that would be appropriate for the cold weather during an ice age. The needles are nowhere near the oldest needle artifacts in the world, which are reportedly well over 30,000 years old. But coming up in less than 30,000 years, we've got more news and then a full look at your weather forecast, so don't you go anywhere. Mike, check 1, 2. Hey, Evelyn, just so you know, we have some breaking news coming down. So the start of the show is going to be completely different. You'll know when to toss to Carl. We have breaking news this hour. The University of Wyoming minutes ago confirming the death of 3 Wyoming swim and dive team members tonight. The crash occurred 10 miles south of the Colorado-Wyoming border on U.S. Highway 287. 2 other members of the men's swim and dive team were injured but sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Having a good time and having a drink can go hand in hand. But at Frontier Days, officials say it's not uncommon to see some overindulge. This is the mobile command vehicle, and the Cheyenne Police Department will have this parked outside of the events, watching for DUIs and underage drinking. This is the back of the mobile command vehicle, and if you find yourself in here, that means that you have made a mistake. A potentially life-altering mistake. But wearing a life vest could help bring that number down. Taking just a few extra minutes to make sure you put on your life jacket correctly could save your life. To ensure maximum safety with your life vest, make sure all the buckles are buckled and all the straps are pulled tight. You wouldn't download a car, or would you? Well, at the Laramie County Library, that could be a possibility with their 3D printer. Now, a printer that prints in 3D sounds pretty cool and very futuristic, How does it work? It's the highest single point on Earth. Mount Everest stretches 29,032 feet into the sky.
It's awe-inspiring initially. It definitely makes you feel very small in the world.
The air, thin and cold, and the weather, unpredictable and extreme. It's these things that make Mount Everest one of the deadliest in the world, and it makes medical care crucial if something happens. Santa Claus is in town because Christmas time is near.
I'm out here spreading holiday cheer.
Meet Ricky Ramos. He's the man behind the beard. Equipped with a Harley-Davidson and a holiday veneer, Ricky cruises around Cheyenne, spreading that holiday cheer. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Or is it Xmas? The abbreviated use is somewhat controversial, since some believe that it's a modern attempt to take Christ out of Christmas. The truth is, the term Xmas has been in use by religious clerics since the Middle Ages as a form of shorthand. Further, research shows the X comes from the Greek letter chi, the first letter of the Greek word for Christ. In fact, use of the letter X along with T-I-A-N, spelling X-T-I-A-N, was a common shortening of the word Christian. These findings suggest Christians have used the X to abbreviate Christ for a very long time now. It's not a recent attempt at commercialization or taking religion out of Christmas. Still, no matter how you write it, either as Christmas or Xmas, the pronunciation does remain the same. Christmas, as in Merry Christmas, from all of us right here at Wyoming News Now. Hey, I love snow, and you guys know that. Everyone here knows that I make it as obvious as I can. I'm pretty thrilled about the snow. It is a little bit chilly out here, and my hands are now, unfortunately, a little bit cold after playing with the snow for that long. Taking a look at our weather headlines, it is going to be atrociously cold. I had to pull up a thesaurus because yesterday I used the word extremely cold, and this is even colder. And so if you're heading into school tomorrow, make sure you wear a little bit of a warmer thinking cap, maybe like this, Drew, so that you can stay kind of warm.
I'm glad to hear it, because right now I can feel my ears freezing just by you talking about it.
You can feel your ears freezing.